but it's cloudy, but it's still kind of bright. We got lots of rain last night. Absolutely pumped about that.
Jeff Morgan, I bred my Frenchie, went 33 days for a sonogram. They said 3 empty sacs. What's the cause of this? Well, they could have it wrong. They may not be empty sacs. There's, is it going to be empty sacs? I don't know that it is. Yeah. So, I mean, what could be the cause of this? There could be all kinds of reasons, but I'm not even going to make a guess. Let's find out whether she's in fact got puppies in there first. Thank you for the informative videos. Andrea Sandoval, at what point do you start giving baths? So you can give bath to mum, if, pretty much any time. Puppies, the danger with puppies is they can get cold and you've really got to dry them off. So we typically don't start giving puppies baths until they really need them. And what Tammy will do is kind of give them a sponge bath, won't you, before then?
Yeah,
and
unless something really went wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
they need that bath.
Someone got diarrhea squirts all over a puppy. You've got to get it up.
Yeah, if it's on their face and stuff, you just wipe it off with a wash rag and then rinse off the rest of their body with lukewarm water. Warm enough that the puppy's not going to get cold.
But you could give a bath. The important thing is if you're going to give a bath, you could do that a week, but if you're going to do that, get a hairdryer out. Don't cook the puppy and get them really dry. Okay.
Don't put it on hot.
What numbers do you, Carlos Hernandez, what numbers do you look for when doing a reverse PG? We're talking about a dog that is going to have a C-section, 3 or less. 3 or less. Somebody says they got some. Summer Bertram says she's got some puppies that look like ours, so she's going to go DNA. That's the right thing to do. Summer.
DNA, everybody. Also know what the DNA is of the mama and the daddy.
SB David's looking at...
can I say something?
Yeah.
That way, when you get the DNA report back on your puppy, if you know what both parents are on their DNA, you know exactly what your puppy's supposed to be. Okay? So that's real important. All you new breeders out there that don't know what the DNA of the parents.
So here's an example of this. SB David says, so I thought the puppy was a blue and tan. It's a puppy that I had that I showed you talking about C-section timing. That puppy is a lilac, and there you go. How do you know that puppy's a lilac? Well, there's one way you'd know. It'd have a red eye glow.
Yeah.
But without that, it's hard to tell. And so you can have lilacs that look like fawns, and blues that look like lilacs, and so on and so forth. So what Tammy was saying is exactly right. DNA.
Yeah.
Would you recommend breeding a Frenchie with 1 copy of IVDD? So IVDD is actually fairly common. I'm going to guess that something like 30% of Frenchies have a single copy of IVDD. I would probably try to choose a dog. If you choose a dog that doesn't have IVDD, then you're not going to have any problems with the dog actually being afflicted by it. And I don't know what the ratio of dogs that run into trouble who actually have 2 copies. I haven't seen it, so I suspect it's fairly low, but I don't know. Ryan Ramos. James, does the fawn AY cover a pied dog? Well, you're getting confused here. So an SS dog, a dog that's got 2 copies of SS, a pied dog, will be pied. It will have white with some other colour on it. If it's an AY dog, it would be a fawn and white pied. If it's a little D dog, it would be a blue pied. So they're separate from each other. So what does AY do? It makes a fawn dog as long as there's not brindle present and you don't have other colours present. So you can have blue fawns, which would be an AY little d, pied version, big S. Hope that explains it. Hello again, Adrian Espino says, speaking of mole, what is the percentage of their offspring bred to a non-mole? Is it possible for the mole not to show at all, or is it supposed to be 50-50 male, 50% non-mole? Well, so, and how does a cryptic mole happen? Right, so, if it's been done properly, a merle dog is what you would really call a merle carrier. It has a single copy of merle, not 2. A dog that has a single copy of merle will likely show merle to some degree. It could be a lot, might be a little. So if you've got a dog that was had a merle carrying parent and it didn't produce a merle, it could be a cryptic merle. And the only way that you can find that out is to do a DNA test. They're pretty rare, but they can happen, and you can breed a cryptic merle to a merle and get away with it. So there's the answer on that one. But how do you get a cryptic merle? I mean, it's a genetic thing. I don't know. Like, how do you get a blue dog? It's got a blue gene, So exactly how the cryptic merle comes about, I don't know. And I've never seen a cryptic merle. So, I mean, we've produced dogs that are merles and non-merles, and the test we get from animal genetics does not have the subscript MC for cryptic, so you wouldn't even know from their test whether it was possible.
I went right in between those two bump things.
Laurie Harrison, is You're a Hero a new colour pattern in Frenchies?
Well, it's starting to get noticed. It's starting to get credit for where credit is due. They are so unique and just beautiful, marked up. If you like detail, you're gonna like the Your Heroes. I don't.
Yeah, so I'm gonna add in on this.
I've noticed in the past 3-4 years, and I got interested, got Kit, and went from there. And I'm telling you, I'm sold on them. I love them.
Yep.
Everybody's own eye peel's different, folks.
So what you're going to see here is they are less common. Consequently, they are more expensive, but they're not wildly more expensive. We've got a Euro Hero girl Kit. She's a gorgeous dog and was bred again to another Euro Hero Fluffy. So we will get some Euro. Last time we got 2 Euro Heroes, and one that was a cream, so you couldn't see it.
Right. Cream covers everything.
So it could have been Euro Hero.
But yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Gorgeous babies.
Right.
Yeah.
So we were so
markings.
happy with what we got last time. We're going to redo that breeding. So we're going to have some. There'll be Euro Hero Fluffy carriers, pieds, and but I mean, it's like any of these. Everybody's trying to produce new stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the pinks and the huskies and the ropes and the hellas. Everybody's on this. Everybody's on this thing to produce something different.
Yeah.
The Euro Hero is something different. If
But
you
it
like,
looks like a French bulldog.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes. It looks like it, and it looks like a little fox.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like a Shiba Inu kind of colours. I mean, I love this combination, but yeah, there we go. Right.
Yeah. We can't say enough how much we love Kit. She's just gorgeous.
I heard after your dog has been artificially inseminated to hold their bottom up the air 15 minutes. Is this the case when they breed naturally? Well, you're going to have 2 dogs hooked together. You're going to have to hold up like this. It's not going to work. Look, I mean, so typically what you do in a natural breed is there's a tie. And the tie can go on for 5 to 20 minutes. And when they unplug each other, you could go grab that dog and hold it up in the air. And it would increase the chance that things don't fall out.
But what I would suggest is go put her in a little crate, make it nice and comfy for her, cover it up with a blanket, make sure it's cool wherever you put her, which we do ours in the house. And so they're in the house, so they know the cool temperature, and just make it real quiet.
And they want to go to
them,
sleep.
Covered and quiet, and they go to sleep.
So they're laying down, not standing up. That helps the situation.
And I mean,
they're not bouncing around. Yes,
then
absolutely.
about an hour or so, let her out, put her up.
That was Nicole Epson who asked that.
Yeah.
Oos inspires, will you produce new shade Isabella, Karen Pink and Fluffy in the future? No. We will produce new shades and Isabellas, but we don't Fluffies, but we don't have pink in our lineup. And so I don't think we're going to get, there's no plan to get pink in there at the moment.
My new up and coming litter, keep our fingers crossed, will be new shade Isabellas, and lilac and tans, and all of them will be fluffy carriers, and half of them will be merles. So I can't wait. I can't talk about it too much. I'll kill it for sure.
Raquel Gray, she talked about parvo. She said dehydration is what kills them quickly. That's exactly right. So that's the big battle. And then she talks about
and cold.
Must be quarantined and sanitize everything after you've handled that dog. Lots of fluids, colloidal silver, boiled chicken rice. Yeah, so all good
You're
advice.
right.
All good
right
advice.
there. That's good.
Somebody asked, is the female is still available? Yes, that female is still available. You can call Tammy will tell you about that at the end of this video. Susan Brocksmith, a friend did a TCI with chilled semen on a progesterone of 12. Is that a bit early? Yes, it is. I would cover again. You're at least a day early or a day and a half early on that.
And I may have a couple of adult females that may be available, ages like 2.
Susan says she didn't. The cabbage didn't work for her on the mastitis. Doesn't surprise me. It's kind of one of those things that damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, there's no harm trying it. But honestly, you know, how much stuff do you think you're going to pull out with a cabbage leaf? I think not much. But I mean, people say it works, so why not try it? But I'm not surprised that you were not impressed with the results. Morning, Julio Mejia. I finally got an ultrasound done and the vet only found 2 copies. How accurate are they?
2 copies.
At 2 puppies. At 36 days, they can get it wrong. Absolutely can get it wrong. So I've seen that quite a bit.
Do it 30, 32 to be... I'd do 32 days.
Susan Brocksmith, here's a question for you. I spoke to a woman that had a male Frenchie. He's now 11 months old, 0 semen, no medical reasons vet can find. Everything seems fine, but he just ejaculates.
It's a gamble.
No sperm at all. Could he still? You got to keep trying.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't sound good.
No.
Doesn't sound good. But I mean, I've seen dogs that are sterile, producing.
Life's a gamble. Period.
Yeah, right.
You know.
What is a good age for a female French bulldog to produce? This is Daddy's Tired 22. The answer is at least a year old, and the majority of its full body weight. So most dogs that we breed are typically over a year. They're always over a year old, and typically that means they're probably a year and 3 months old. Is the AYAY gene a dominant gene? No, it's not. Susan said. And then someone says, Susan says, just a fawn base. That's correct. That's exactly right. So you need to have 2 copies of AYAY to produce a fawn dog and no brindle. Then it's a fawn dog. Blue fawn, chocolate fawn, lilac fawn, whatever.
And remember, any fawn dog does not carry brindle.
That if it's visually fawn, right.
Yeah.
AYAT makes for a sable dog. Again, it will look more like 10 points, but it's, yeah. Almost done here, Tammy.
Okay, I'm just going to pull into a better parking area. I'm picky.
CVZ. I just had some pups. We were about 24 hours out from potential having pups. I took my bubby in on Saturday to see where they were, just in case she went to labour Sunday. I knew exactly where we were going and had our plan. Oh my goodness, so long I can't read it all. Sorry, I had to glance at another correct time. Too much stuff in that one.
Yeah. Just get a book sometimes, and it takes forever to read it.
Yep. So there we go. It's 12 minutes. Thanks for watching, everybody. Say goodbye, Tammy.
Bye. Call me 580-799-1910 for information about baby puppies for sale. Thank you.
Bye. Watching the video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.